got two clues here. Sine is -3/4 and cosine is positive. And from that we should be able to find all 6 trig functions. So of course sine is the easiest because that one was given to us. And with sine we could just do the reciprocal for its reciprocal function, cosecant. But the rest of them we're going to need a triangle to do that. Okay, so I guess so if you're not sure how this is going to be used, think of it like this. What if I sketched a triangle and I put the triangle in quadrant 3? Well, in quadrant 3, I could make opposite to hypotenuse be -3/4, and it makes that all check out. But then it's going to make this negative. So I had to use Pythagorean theorem there to find that value, but I'd be going left, so it would be negative. So in quadrant 3, tangent would be positive, cotangent would be positive, cosine would be negative, and so secant would be negative. Reciprocals always keep the same sign. But it's saying, wait, cosine is supposed to be positive, so that doesn't make sense. So drawing our triangle in quadrant 3 is not correct. It's going to make us miss all 4 of those other ones. Okay, so it's not in quadrant 3. So if we go back to when we talked about all students take calculus, everything's supposed to be positive in 1, which can't be the case because sine is negative. In quadrant 2, sine is supposed to be positive, and that's not the case because of this. In quadrant 3, which I just tried, sine is negative, but cosine is negative as well, and cosine is supposed to be positive. So by process of elimination, it must be 4, but let's go ahead and check it out. Sine is negative here, and cosine is positive, because cosine and its reciprocal are the only things positive. So quadrant 4 is the one we want to go with. So we want to sketch a triangle that looks like it's in quadrant 4. So now it's opposite to its hypotenuse is 3 to 4. And since this is going down, I know this is negative. Hypotenuse is always going to be positive, so I guess I knew this one had to be negative. And this is going to the right, so cosine will be positive, because adjacent over hypotenuse will be positive. So sometimes if you don't sketch your triangle correctly, I know you can coincidentally get the right answer, but times like this you can see you would have only gotten the real basic ones and missed the others. So, alright, so we can find the third side with Pythagorean theorem. Leg squared plus leg squared, that's a 9, equals hypotenuse squared. So a squared is 7, so that is the square root of 7. Now normally when you take the square root of both sides you do plus or minus, but we're only interested in this length, and it's going to the right, so that's why we only keep the positive there. Alright, so now I just finished it off with our SOHCAHTOA acronym. Cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. Notice how it's positive. Cosecant would be the reciprocal of that, which would need to be rationalized. So multiply the top by the square root of 7, multiply the bottom by the square root of 7. So tangent would be opposite over adjacent. And it needs to be, let's go ahead and circle our answers here. It needs to be rationalized too. So multiply the top by the square root of 7 and the bottom by the square root of 7 to get tangent. And then cotangent, I guess I could flip this over and rationalize again, but it would just be the same as flipping over here too. So, gosh, I really want square root of 3 on this one. There we go. So there's our other 6 given our 2 clues.